So this is a crazy time to be a fan of craft beer. It's a crazy time to be doing anything. I'm gonna take this mask off, I promise. Anthony, the cameraman, is like 10 feet away. Check that out, by the way, Brewed face mask. Isn't that great? Not available in stores. It's a crazy time. Obviously, you can't go out and enjoy craft beer like you used to a couple of months ago, but there are 3 new breweries that have opened up in the last couple of weeks. So on this episode, we'll be socially distant and responsible and making good choices, but also telling some stories of some great new places you're gonna love that are making some really excellent beer in the Quad Cities. So wash your hands and enjoy this episode of Brewed. Twin Span Brewing in Bettendorf, Iowa. Adam is one of the twins.
It's true.
Are you a twin?
I am a twin, actually.
No kidding.
That wasn't where the name came from, but
I thought it was
it's a
just the
happy coincidence.
bridge. I was
that
just
too.
guessing
that too.
You really are a twin?
Yeah, I have a twin sister.
So you are a twin, but that's not why the place is called Twin Span. It's for the new bridge that's coming in.
Yeah, when we actually came up with the name, I don't think the partners were aware of the fact that I was a twin, even. We named it after the current and the new bridge.
Right.
It's I believe the first twin span bridge on the Mississippi as you head south. And we have to drive over it every day. We have to get stuck on it quite often. And we decided to name our brewery.
That's brilliant. That is pretty forward thinking though, but you're thinking about the new bridge and the old. So yeah. I imagine that ties in nicely to what you're trying to get done here in terms of the styles of beer that you make, right?
there's a little bit of a poetic tie into that, and that a lot of what I like to brew, I like to do a lot of historic beers, a lot of classic styles, and then make them a little more modern, give them a modern twist or update them to modern palates.
You have to be careful with that too, though, because you want to make sure you're not getting too, if you're doing a classic style, you want to make sure that you're being true to it, but not so true that it's boring.
Right, it's still got to be a good beer.
Right.
It's still got to be a beer that people who couldn't care less about the history are still going to enjoy and like. I have a pre-Prohibition lager that's an American style through and through, but the malts are all English. They're just really tasty malts that I like to use. That wouldn't have happened 100 plus years ago.
Because they wouldn't have had access.
They wouldn't have had access.
Right.
So, but I can do it now because I don't have to abide by those rules.
I mean, you, I think more than in any other Quad City brewery, are in a position to be reaching a lot of palates that maybe don't know anything about Quad City beer. I mean, you're going to be their only experience, potentially, in the Quad Cities. You're dealing with people coming from all the states around here, so you kind of have a different, obviously you want to be a place that we come to as Quad Cityans, but you also have to kind of think a little bit larger, don't you, in terms of what you're presenting and what you're brewing.
We're viewable from the interstate, which other than if you're heading west, you don't get that until you get to Back Pocket. If you're heading east, you don't get that until like Chicagoland at least.
Right.
So we can get some pull from there. And we get, like you said, people just passing through or tourists that want this as a destination. I do want to introduce people to Quad Cities beers.
Let's rewind. You were a home brewer first.
Yeah.
When you started, give me like day one of home brewing and how you got to here. Okay. And keep in mind the show's only half an hour long.
Yeah, I actually wrote a really long post on the website if anyone wants to dig into the details. I don't know why you'd want to, but go for it. Yeah, I actually started brewing out of spite, entirely out of spite, because I started into craft beer and I became, the worst kind of convert. I was really snobby, and this was in college, and turning up my nose at my friends who liked, Keystone and those other beers. And finally, a good friend of mine was like, just shut up. You think you can really do better? And that was the catalyst for me. I don't remember which friend said that, but like something clicked. I'm like, okay, I'm going to show him.
So all of this is built on an I'll show you
over a decade's worth of spite.
Wow,
right?
A decade's worth of spite? That should be the name of one of your beers.
Yeah, I mean, there's already a spiteful brewing company.
Right.
It's just too bad they beat me to the punch on that. But I mean, I'm driven by spite.
Okay, so when you come to Twin Span, if there's a style you really want, tell Adam he can't do it, and then come back in a couple of weeks.
I wish you're joking. I wish you're joking, but like I'm working on a chocolate peanut butter beer. I don't like chocolate peanut butter beers, but one of our staff is like, oh, I bet that would be really good. And I'm like, okay.
Wow. So you really can't help it.
I know.
I have to imagine, though, given when you opened, I mean, that's got to play a hand in kind of things being fuzzy in terms of the 3 months, because you opened right as COVID-19 was raging, right?
Yeah.
So you're not doing a ton of people hanging out inside. Probably no one's ever hung out inside, right? I know you've got outside seating as we're filming this interview. And to-goes are a thing that you do, right?
Right. We keep things really safe inside. We're distanced. All our staff wears masks and gloves, and we're encouraging them to be distant as best as possible. So we do get some inside traffic, but our patio is certainly the first place that fills up. And yeah, we opened May 9th was our first day that we were open, but I was brewing. I had actually one beer in the tank and was brewing my second beer when the announcement came out that, hey, everything's going into lockdown.
Right.
And I had all this ingredient on hand for these pale ales and all these beers that I didn't necessarily want to brew 500 gallons of because I didn't know if people were actually going to want to drink that in time.
Right.
So it required me to pivot, and almost none of the beers I wanted to open with are the beers that we opened with as a result of that. Like our 80 North, it's our barley wine Imperial IPA. That was going to be a West Coast IPA, traditional West Coast. And when that happened, I moved the hops around in the recipe. I added a bunch of malt and sugar, and now it's this 10% alcohol behemoth that'll survive any kind of apocalypse now.
Now the 80 North is the beer that I've heard the most about.
Yeah?
That's what the buzz is. That the 80 North is that. I mean, which beer would you say right now is your standout beer? If you could only send one beer to a competition, which one would it be?
It would actually probably be the stout.
Okay.
Which has unfortunately been one of the slowest movers. Again, we brewed
Well,
that.
it's summertime.
Right,
People have a
exactly.
mindset that you shouldn't drink stouts in summertime, which, again, I know I've said this on the show before, but that's just ridiculous.
Exactly.
Tell me about your stout.
So this is, I call it Steel Beam. It's a little bit of an outlier. It doesn't quite fit into a lot of these style categories in that when people expect an Irish stout, they just want roast barley and they want a dry finish.
Right.
This has got a ton of different malt characters, and it's really complex. And the people who do end up trying it love it. I think it's our highest rated on Untapped right now.
And I appreciate you giving us the time back here.
Yeah, no problem.
He's got some more spite beer to make, so we got to get out of here. If you want something made, tell him he can't make it. That's the
Challenge me.
takeaway. Adam, thanks again for your time.
Thank you for coming out.